Hello everybody, I'm back with you with another hopefully fix-it video. This is a package which has just arrived. It's a Lenovo laptop which I bought for 20 quid off eBay as not working. So I thought I'd better show you the whole unboxing, you know, because everybody likes to see unboxing. So that's what I'm going to show you. This is how it's arrived. It's still got the label on there from the shipper. So I haven't touched it, haven't looked at it, so let's get inside it and see what's going on. Hopefully this new camera that I've got set up here for the wide shots, it's got autofocus on it, but I can't turn the autofocus off, so apologies if it keeps going in and out of focus. Not a lot I can do about that unless I swap things around and change it for another camera. But I've got a new camera looking at me as well, so they should all be in super high resolution from now on, and hopefully that will keep at least somebody that I won't mention happy, who keeps complaining that my videos are not very clear. But then there we are. I think they're fine, but there we are. I've invested in a couple of new cameras. I say invested, I spent a few quid on some cheap Chinese 4K cameras. So they're all 4K, but it's only recording in it's HD, set for HD, but the cameras are capable of 4K. Trouble is, when you create files in 4K and upload them to YouTube, they change them anyway. So, you know, what's the point? So I'm sticking with just standard HD, and hopefully that's okay. So yeah, I can see on my monitor here that every time I move my hand, this camera's doing something. This other one here, which is the one that's looking at me, is a depth step webcam, and that has got autofocus on and off and manual focus. But this one, which is like a cheap knockoff of the depth step, don't know what it's made, but it says 4K. So apologies if it's going to go in and out of focus like that, and it probably even just froze there, I think, for a minute. Anyway, let's carry on. I'll probably edit all that lot out, so if I do, anyway, back to the box. Having done a little bit of a ramble to the camera, back to the box. Let's undo the rest of the packaging and find the old knife, or as Mr. what's his name at computers, Mr. Knife and Mr. Scissors. Honestly, I shouldn't mock, but sometimes it just leaves you wondering. He's such a clever bloke, he has to resort to silly things like that. Apologies for that. I shouldn't mock, but they're stupid. Anyway, it's opening up, so actually it all comes out this end. So, oh look, we've actually got a mains adapter for it. Let's check that box out. So we've got the mains adapter, we've got the C thing, it's the original Lenovo adapter, that's good, and we've got some wrapping around it. Now the fault on this was, I believe, a faulty keyboard. If it is, just a faulty keyboard, we could be in luck, because some while ago I repaired another Lenovo laptop where somebody had inadvertently poured a tumbler of orange juice over it, and most of that had got in the screen and on the main circuit board, but the keyboard, as I remember, was still intact. Now we did an exchange and got him a better replacement laptop, but I kept the old bits, the old one, for parts. So maybe that will work. Now, just looking at the edge of this, we can see it's slightly warped, but that may be just part and parcel of its use. But God, it's dirty. It's had a sticky label put across the camera for privacy. Yeah, switch the camera off. You can do it in hardware. You don't need to stick labels over that. It's pretty mucky. Let's just give it a quick brush off. But it's got a Windows 7 Core 5 inside, I could do actually with a computer that I can put Windows 7 on, and I can see probably, let's bring in the old overhead camera with that right in there, and you can probably just notice in there, if I point to it, there's lots of breadcrumbs and whatever actually in the keyboard. It may be that if the keys aren't working, it's because the keys physically can't go down, because they're absolutely gunked up with a load of stuff. I don't know. I'm going to run the toothbrush over that area there. Oh, the old red buttons come off. The trackball. That's the old Toshiba trackball, isn't it? Remember, the first laptop, proper true laptop I ever bought was a Toshiba. Bought it from Dixon's. Had it for about 2 days and realised it just wasn't capable of doing what I wanted it to, so I had to trade it in and get another one. They wouldn't just accept it for the fact that it didn't do what I wanted it to do. I had to prove it was faulty. I couldn't do that, so I had to trade it in after having it for just 2 days. Right, mains adapter. Any indicator lights? No. Right, any power lights? Standby lights? Oh, look, it's going straight on to power on. Initializing, real-time clock. Oh, that's the battery. F1's run to setup. Well, I think that's the keyboard, or the escape key sticking down. I think basically, if we power it off, yeah, the power button works. Let's plug in an external keyboard. Doodly doo doo doo. Power it back on. Is it going to power on? Yep. Oh, that sounds to me like a stuck key. Yeah, that's a stuck key, but using an external keyboard we can see we can get in there. UER BIOS option. Doesn't tell us what BIOS version it is, does it? Do main should BIOS version 2.26 2014. Oh, we might be able to update this. Oh, wonder if we could stick a drive in there and get Windows 11 on it. What do you think? Should we try putting Windows 11 on it? We need to sort this keyboard out first, though, because that keyboard is definitely not working. Right, power off. Let's get into the beastie and see if we can sort this keyboard out. I suspect very much that it's just basically covered in gunk inside. Right, let's turn it over. It's got a battery, still got a battery in it. So let's release the battery. Oh, is there a battery indicator on there? Any dates on there? Just wondering in case it had been replaced. Alright, little tray. That one's undone but hasn't come out. Let me just skip. It's me yellow. Just get that screw under there and just keep unscrewing. That should pop out. There we go. That's a little short one at the back. Okay, I figured it probably was. Not sure. Now, this is a more modern laptop. laptop in that it hasn't got a CD drive, so it's actually good. That's one of the good things. It's got camera socket. It's got a port there for something, but I don't know what it says. But anyway, right, so has that released the top casing, I ask? Spudger. The spudger is going round. Push in and down. That's going round at the back here as well. Don't push in too hard in case you damage a ribbon cable. And it is the bottom case that comes away by the look of it. That screw hasn't quite come out of there yet. Oh, hello. A little piece of yellow has just fallen out that corner. What's that? Anyway, if I haven't done already, Happy New Year to you. Hope you had an enjoyable break over the last month or so. Didn't get too drunk. Right, any signs of liquid damage? Yes, it looks like there could possibly be some ingress there. There's our backup battery, which might need replacing. It may just be that if you leave it on for a while it will work. So we've got just the one dim in there, and that should be over there. Somebody's put this back wrong at some stage. I'm sure that should be covering that bit, not the other way over. So keyboard. Now I'm looking to see if there are any That's where the hard drive goes. At least the CAD is still in. That's good. So when we get this working, we can put a drive back in. That's good. So it's all there. Doesn't look like it's been messed about with. There's a little washer there. There's no washer on that bit. Is it stuck on there? Looks like that's missing. Somebody's gained a washer at some stage. Oh, there's the screw there. That's actually got a washer on it, so I guess some of these screws were, yeah, they've actually got little shanks. Let me just show you on here. You can see that the thread doesn't go all the way down the actual length of the screw, and that's because they are designed so that you put them through and put a little washer on it, holds it in place, so you don't actually have to take the screws out. But somebody's obviously ripped them all out. Right, so having forgotten to put the camera back on here, and I was then looking to how we can get the keyboard off, and I thought it would be a good idea to actually have a look at the manual. Went online, found one relatively quickly, which was nice. So if we have a look at that, we get to the point in the manual where it says to get at the keyboard we have to take the battery pack out, which we've done, and we take the base cover off, and then we have a look inside and it shows that there are two little clips. So let's take the top cover off and lift up the lid, take the top cover off, flip it over is what I meant to say. God, the words aren't working properly today. And we can look on here, and we can see on the close-up cam that we have got, there we are, and we can see these little clips are not quite exactly what it shows in the manual. It just basically shows like a little plastic clip that you put a screwdriver in. Well, if we come back to this, you can see that we can't exactly get a screwdriver in there. It's actually part of the moulding of the plastic. It shows a little bit more on this one. So basically what we've got to do is get a spudger under this edge here. So we've got a spudger already, and if we put our spudger into here and just press down slightly and then lever, this should release enough of the keyboard up to get at the screws that are supposedly underneath. There's no little sections or anything. They're almost glued down. I think somebody's already had a go at this. This is why this bit was already broken. Let's see. It's proven to be quite difficult. Okay, so a little bit of research. It does actually show on another video which I spotted under, where are we, ICT Direct. They got a selection of dismantling videos on there, so thank you very much, ICT Direct. I'll put a link in the description of this video to that one, so it shows you a little bit more. But basically what it does show is quite literally what it says in the manual is you get hold of this and you push this back like so, and the whole of this top cover slides back. Apparently what I would suspect here has happened is that this has had liquid spillage and they're all stuck. Yeah, so this is all stuck down. This should basically push back. So if I get this in here and push it back, that's what it should do. It should slide backwards under those keys. And I would guess this liquid spillage is what's caused this to not make this slide back, because somewhere in here it's virtually glued in due to liquid spillage. Now so basically this keyboard has had it, so I ordered a new one, and as luck would have it, it's just arrived, and I've already taken it out of its packing to check that it is exactly the same keyboard. So there we are. There's a brand new keyboard. I think it only cost about £18, so that coupled with 20 quid for the laptop, with 38 quid, 40 quid, we're getting a hopefully a good working machine in theory. So out with the old, let's bring the new one in, plug it in at least, and see whether we actually get any operation. So there is also a little rubber isolator in here. There it is. So that has to go through like that, I think. So one, that's that way around. So the two ribbons go, is there two ribbons go through, or just one ribbon goes through? It's only wide enough for one, really. Yeah, I think yeah, it goes underneath that. So lift up the little connectors, put this one in front, Now the other thing with these connectors, if you've never come across these before, you see they've got like little notches just on the edge here. Fiddle with the camera to get it into focus, but it's not going to. But there's little notches, and they have to sit in the little notches in either side of those. So you have to gently push the ribbon in underneath the connectors and drop it in so that those little notches catch in. And if you put your finger on it and gently pull, you can feel that it's actually caught, and then you just flip the little catch down like so. This one has also got notches, so same thing again. And you might find actually this one, I think, has got this one's got actually a bit of a seal over it. That's good. So the supplier has actually sealed this edge. Let's just take that one off again. Did he do the same on that one? No, he didn't. He's just protected one on there. So let's just pull this one back. A little bit of clear tape. He's obviously done it because this is like more carbon edged rather than and then you can see the notches on there as well. I know it's not great. I'm going to move the camera around just to show you that, but trust me, there are notches on there. So pop that under there, and it should push all the way through until it just gets in, and pop the catch down on it like so, and then that goes like so. Right, so at least now we can see if it's actually going to boot into that. We know it does with an external keyboard, so let's power it up, and we should see on here, if we go to our wide cam, yep, there it is, and it should come up with F1 to continue. Press F1, and yes, so we know the keyboard is now working, and we can use the arrow keys to go across. So it looks like we've solved it by replacing the keyboard. Power it down, unplug. Now I think the easiest way to put this in is basically the way that we took the old one out. I'm not going to worry about those screws. I think they just will drop into those holes. The keyboard, as we fitted in, I realized that what I should have done, paid a little bit more attention to the manual, because it did specify that there was the screws underneath, and I just couldn't get at it with the old keyboard. But what I have since discovered is that you definitely have to remove these little plastic, these little rubber bungs here, having taken the battery out, because once you've got these out, which they should come out fairly easily. It does in fact enable the keyboard, or this surround for the keyboard, to actually slide back as per the manual. I was sort of doubting myself all the way through this, but if you actually put a screwdriver where it says on there and just gently push, you can actually see the whole keyboard section there slides back. And because the other keyboard was damaged and water damage got all stuck, it was just not working. So you should now be able to see that having pushed this back, you can just get at these screws. There's one there, one there, one there, one there, one here, and another one over here. 5 screws all together. That locks the keyboard down. So once you've got the keyboard in, you then have to push the plastic down and pull these little bits forward. And it's a bit tricky if you're not really familiar. And you see those are pulled forward, but these clips here have not gone underneath. You've got to sort of put uniform pressure over the whole area to get it to slide forward properly, and it won't slide back when you want to take the keyboard out unless you've got those little rubber bungs at the back pulled out. So when it comes out, this whole back area here will actually just lift up slightly into that area to fit inside the surround. So you've just got to get it just right so it can actually just sort of pop up slightly there. So once you've got that right, yeah, you then pop these little rubber bungs back in to there, and that stops that top area from sliding out, so you can't now slide that backwards. It's still not, it doesn't look great to me, it looks a bit haphazard, and I think they probably changed that in production, because a later video that I was referring to earlier, there were no screws, it was just pushed in and pulled out as such. The other thing that I found with this is that the external battery was actually okay and took a full charge and lasted quite a while, but the internal battery was absolutely knackered, and I ordered one. I managed to get one second hand off of eBay, only £8, but it says it will hold a full charge, so let's just pop that in as well, and then we can see, and you actually see on Windows it actually shows that you've got two batteries installed. So let's just get this undone. So I think I've got released all the screws. These two are captive now because I put the little washers back. Let's get a spudger in the side of the cabinet and just pop it up. There we go, nearly there. Let's push it in. One more click. That should come up. There we go. So there's the internal battery. The other thing I did, I basically replaced the CMOS backup battery here by connecting wires to a CR2030 2035 I think it was. Anyway, that's all working fine. So let's just take this old internal battery out. So we're going at that camera's now actually working properly. I think it might have a fault. So that's the one that's in there, and the one that I got as a replacement, as I said, it was only 80 quid, 8 quid, not 80 quid I wouldn't have paid, and it came with a label on it saying 78%, so presumably that's how much charge it will hold. I'm not sure whether it's an original or whether it's some kind of replacement, because the labelling is similar but it's not the Lenovo, and it hasn't got, yeah, it's a replacement. It's because it's got Lenovo but it hasn't got the registered trademark on it. So anyway, let's see what happens. The worst it can do is not work. Where are we? Two screws there, and then that goes along the top and in. But it never said it was a new replacement, it just said it was an original. It's not an original obviously, but you pays your money, you takes your choice. So long as it gets it going enough to be usable on this laptop, that'll do me. I'll be happy with that. Is it that way around? No, it's that way around. Make sure that plugs in alright. Well, it fits. The wires tuck in. Let's pop the covers on. Let's see if it will fire up off that battery. No, it's not. Let's plug some power in. So let's turn the power on. It always helps if we turn it on. At least we're booting up again. I won't put all the screws in just in case the thing doesn't work, doesn't want to hold that charge or anything. It's booting up, logging in. There's my name. It should be auto login. And battery shows no charge whatsoever, but it does show it's connected and charging, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So it should show one battery being charged up. Battery status 0% available, plugged in. Well, the fact that it shows 0% now, it's now showing 1% available. It's now showing 3% charged. So I don't honestly know. I've never worked on a laptop with a built-in second battery, if you like. My own Lenovo has got a built-in battery, but it's not one that you normally remove, and that is still after all these years still working fine. But this one has got two batteries effectively. I'm still leaving the external battery out for now because I want to see how much charge this battery gets. So I'm pretty sure that should be okay. So if that battery carries on and charges up and both batteries are available, I think we're going to call it okay. So we'll just stop for now, and I'll come back to you when I've charged the battery up. Right, so the battery is definitely taking a charge. I've put the other one in as well. So battery 1 is the internal battery. It says 35% available, plugged in, and it's definitely taken a charge. And battery 2, 96% remaining. So I'm going to leave it on charge, but basically basically I think that is it. Hope you've enjoyed this little video. Thanks very much for watching. Like and subscribe, of course. See you on the next one. Bye bye now.